Okay, hello everyone, this is Red with RedDragonLeo.com. Looks like we didn't get our bounce today. I guess they're going to delay that till tomorrow. I really thought that we would get a bounce into the close today, but they did not do that, which was kind of a surprise. But obviously the market is ready to collapse. As you can see, the weekly chart that is just absolutely horrible looking, and I think it's going to get worse by Friday. I think it's going to be even deeper. It's going to be an even bigger fall before this is over with. As far as the daily, what I was kind of looking for, well, I was really looking for them to fake everybody out and run up into the close and actually close that gap and close positive to fake everyone out to get the bulls on board for a wave 2. With this being a wave 1 and then a wave 2 and then a 3 tomorrow. I am looking for a crash tomorrow. I'm still though thinking that we might, or we should, go up first before we crash. Okay, so it only makes sense. Let's look at this and let's see here where we at. Boom, 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 boom. So what I am expecting is this here being, as we already know, we'll call this intermediate wave 1. I think that's what Ron Walker calls it. I don't care what you call it. It's so we'll call it I1, and then this move up here, I2, and then this move down here, I3, intermediate wave 3. Okay, now inside of all of that, we'll go for another color. How's that? Inside of all that, we got P3, primary wave 3. Okay. Now, on top of that, then the smaller waves. If we go for some smaller waves, we're going to have, inside this smaller wave of intermediate wave 3, we're going to have a major wave 1 down. And if we go with the fake print that we had, it's very possible it could go down to about 1060, because we did have, we don't know for sure that that's the low on that fake print, because it just kind of, that's where it bottomed. So I really don't know about that, but it's possible that this is a major wave 1 down. And then, of course, you'd have a bounce back up. And then next year into March and everything, you know, you're going to have your wave 3 down. And you know what I'm saying? Inside, so that would be a major 2 up. Inside of intermediate 3 down. And then a major 3 down. So you can see when we get to next year, man, you talk about ugly. You'll have a primary wave 3, you'll have an intermediate wave 3, and you'll have a major wave 3. Man, you're talking about falling off a cliff. That could be 3,000 points. I don't know what it'll be. It's just going to be very, 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 very ugly. As far as right now, though, for the shorter term, what we're looking at here is we're looking at this first move down here in purple here to be wave 1, and we'll call it a minor wave 1, and then we should have a, daggone it, man, I hate it when this thing runs out of ink. This sucks. I don't know why this thing does this. Shoot. Well, let me draw the whole thing. Okay, let's see here. I have to hit the back button here. I do not understand why this thing does that. There's nothing in the manual that indicates that. So I'm just not going to let my hand up and see if it'll continue drawing. So we go, oops, wrong color. We're going to pick another color. Let's pick yellow. I'll forget the purple. Let's go with yellow. So inside this major wave 1 down, we should have a total of 5 waves. And then you should have, in here you have an ABC up for major wave 2, and then major wave 3 down should obviously have 3 waves inside it as well. I mean 5 waves inside it as well. So, looky there to erase the intermediate wave. Well, you understood what was here, right? If I have to, I'll draw this again. It was down. God dog it. I'm going to start over here, folks. I'm sorry. This thing drives me nuts. I don't know why it does that to me. Okay. Our first wave down here is, oh boy, primary wave 3. Primary 3. Then we got, pick a color again. We got 1, 2, 3. Okay, and that is intermediate wave 3, intermediate wave 2, and there's a reason for this that I'm going over this, because it shows how powerful these waves are. Then we're going to have inside that, let's see here, inside intermediate wave 3 we should have a wave 1 down, and that possibly could go down to that 1060 print, then back up for 2, and then down for 3, and then back up, and then down for 5. So you see, this is this would be called a major 1, major 2, major 3, major 4, and major 5. Now, what I'm expecting right now is inside of this we should see 5 waves. 1, 2, 3. God, I just like to just throw this stupid thing out. Why does it run out of ink? I mean, I don't get it. It's like it just quits on me. Okay. I hope you see where I'm going with this. I'm going to just erase this here and just go with this right here. And just, we should see this, 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 and this. All for that one wave. And we can call this a minor wave 1. And that's kind of light. Minor wave 1. So I'm looking for minor wave 2. I was looking for that today. I didn't get it. So I'm looking for that to go up to possibly, and let's change these colors, to possibly the 125, 45 area. I don't think that that was a fake print, but I do think that it'll still draw it as a target, possibly close this gap. That might, some gaps never get closed. Okay, so, but it's a possibility they stage some type of positive news tomorrow about the grease deal. In case you didn't know, they're taking it to vote again. The grease issue with the bailout, they're going to let the people vote. You know what they're going to say? Hell no. You know, but anyway, so that's not good for obviously for the market. But Ben Bernanke speaks tomorrow. You know, the FOMC meeting is tomorrow. Typically, it's bullish into it. I mean, obviously, we're in bear market territory. But it's possible we could rally up into that 230, I think it's 215 or 230 period. We could rally up into that after an initial morning gap down. And then that could give us our wave 2 for, you know, minor 2. And that would be here, obviously. Sorry, this one, this yellow one. And then after that, we would have our minor wave 3 down. This again would be inside of major wave. Let's see, now this would be intermediate wave 3. That's what this would be inside of. I guess it goes more like that. And I'm sorry, we go change those colors again. We have inside of here, we also have this. And this is our major waves. Counting all these waves is tough. So what I'm thinking that we're going to have when it's all said and done tomorrow, I am thinking that we're going to have P3. We're still in that for the waves counts. And then we're going to have, we're already in I3. God. Man, this thing it drives me nuts. And I still have no clue as to why it does that. I really just don't know. Copy to clipboard. Okay. And let's paste it. We'll paste it. How do you paste it? Does this paste it? What does that do? What does that do? Okay, that goes back. This paces it. No. What does this do? Nothing. No idea. Well, whatever. We're going to have P3, folks, and intermediate wave 3, and then we're going to have major wave 1 and minor wave 3 when this is all said and done. So we'll go down like this, up like this, and this is where I think we're going to go, and boom, like this. This here, all in green, is minor. Is minor wave. No, I'm sorry, major wave. The whole move is major wave 3. Each one is minor wave 1, minor wave 3. Do you see where I'm getting at? 3, 3, 1, 3 is what we're going to have tomorrow after we hit our peak. Let's leave it at that. Let's move on. This is just driving me nuts that I have so much trouble with this. Everything here points to us going up. Going up. You can see this right here. We should be running up. That's all there is to it. I don't know how high, but this should turn. Look how low we was here, how low we was here, here. Now, we're going to set all-time records on how low it's going to be when it's said and done, but that does not mean that we should not run up here when this is said. You know, after a possible morning gap down, then I'm expecting them to run it up for wave 2 again, and then we're down for 3, and that's where we really just fall off a cliff. And you know, I don't know how far it's going to be, but this is the possible flash crash, and very well, I don't know how deep it's going to go. But if this whole wave down one was right here, if this was minor wave 1, we need a minor wave 2 up, and that should come, and it should be an intraday move only. It should not be a 1 or 2 day thing. It should be intraday only, and turn tail, and then just hit our minor wave 3 down, and that's just going to be one nasty wave. So I don't know how far it's going to go, whether it just does one of these numbers. I don't know if it even makes it to the above line or not. I don't know. I'm not really going to be focusing on that. I'm going to be focusing more on the time of the day. Then I'm thinking around 2 o'clock or 2:30 when we go into Ben Bernanke speaking is when it's when it'll be the time, the key time to short. People will be thinking, oh, Bernanke to the rescue. He's going to save us again, and we're going to get QE4, QE5, QE whatever the hell they want to call it. You know, I don't know, but I think that's what they're going to be sorely disappointed. And he says nothing, and that'll give these charts time to get up here and get overbought. Okay, which is very, very important. You look at the 30-minute chart, and you can see. Look where we're at. You can see that. There's no reason that this should not go up a little bit, and then maybe down, and you know, maybe up a little. This one should definitely get up here at some point, and before it rolls over. Look where it's at. It's at -10. Look down here at this. You see where it was here now. Difference was here. The daily started pointing up. Daily just now is pointing down. So the big difference there is that we're not going to run the market up like that. But that doesn't mean on the 30-minute chart we shouldn't run up and at least get up to, I don't know, at least 0, if not a little bit higher before we roll over. That again supports a possible gap down in the morning, if you want to call this a bear flag. Possible gap down in the morning, you know, if they don't run it up at night, and then right after that a quick move back up to squeeze out these bears, possibly hit this trend line again, hitting around 125. 1250 is my area, my target area. And then just tanking in a wave 3. Everybody thinks it's all going to be good. And at the FMOC meeting, Ben says nothing, no QE3, and people are like, oh no, and you know, it's all staged, it's all a game. Trying to figure out the exact timing of it is very tough. I mean, I'm getting a little better at it, but I seem to still be early, folks. I'm still early in a lot of things, and that bugs me that I can't seem to get this exactly right on. But you know, trading's hard. You know, this right here obviously would support a gap down here in the morning, as this did one of these numbers maybe, and then run back up throughout the day, and it'll probably stay overbought most of the day until it tanks. You can see how low again. Look at there, -10. This again supports a down move and a back up. That's what you should get. And by the time this thing is 230 range, when the FOMC meeting, I expect it to be right there close to that 0, ready to roll over again. and tank. So you would do one of these numbers, go down, and then start to run up and squeeze all these people. Again, try to hit towards this target, and then you can draw yourself a couple of trend lines right here. Obviously, there's one here, depending on where we hit it, but that would obviously take us up to 1260. I don't know if we're going to get that high or not, but anything's possible. The other trend line, of course, would maybe be right around in here. You can't draw that one very good, but you can see these are going to be our targets to look at. So let's pull down some other charts here to support this evidence, and we'll go from there. We'll go with the ES for one. Okay. On the ES, I can't really draw on this one, so I'm sorry. This stupid thing does not want to work when I try drawing on it. I counted these waves earlier here. I counted all these moves down, and you can see it's quite oversold here. And you can see down here, look down here at the bottom right hand corner, look where we're at. We're hooking back up. And this is a 4-hour chart, as you can see up here in the top left. This is 4 hours, okay? So, it did it here. Same thing. Same thing here, same thing here, same thing here. You can see we should turn up. This thing should run up and run all the way. By the time this thing gets overbought, it should easily be 1 or 2 o'clock or something in the afternoon tomorrow when Ben Bernanke speaks. It's just so funny how this stuff always works out to that. Now, as far as what line we hit, we hit a bottoming tail right here. Now look at where this is. This line, this trend line starts on 5-2. That was the May 5th high, or May 2nd high, I'm sorry. May 2nd high at 1361. So this was an important trend line, okay? Now, the way up, if we go above this one, which I do think we will go above this one, and if we go above this one, I think we'll go above this one as well. I think our target should be either here or here. And you see this is sloping down right now, but this one starts at 630 at 2009. But this is not telling us the whole story. We're going to look at the SPX because it can go back a lot further than this ES is, because obviously the ES is a calendar month and it wasn't around 10 years ago. So we're going to go look at the SPX to give you different trend lines. But the main thing I want you to see is where we bounced off the most important trend line, which is the May 2nd high, and that's one of the reasons that we bounced, plus all of these moves down, too many candles down without a bounce. So if we look at we're at the 4 hour, let's look at the 2 hour. You're going to see a very similar situation. We are way down there, just absolutely buried, -10. Same scenario here, we rallied up, same scenario here, here, and here. So everything supports a move up tomorrow. It's way too oversold. There's your 4 hour, there's your 2 hour, and you look at your 60 minute, you're probably going to see very much the same thing. And yes, you are. You see how far we went down? Now, don't get me wrong, we're going to set new records on this once this wave 3 of 3 hits, but and I said way too many threes. I'm exaggerating. Right now, I think we're looking for 2 up tomorrow, and then a 3-3-1-3 is what I'm looking for, which is a powerful wave. Okay, very, very powerful. Very easily could go down here to hit this line right here, 1160. Started back on 4/19 to 2011. This one here, what's this one go to? 8/9/2011. It's best to look at the SPX for this. This one here goes, where's this one come from? 7/20/2011. Okay, so I hope everyone, you see what I'm talking about, that we're way oversold, we need to bounce. Okay, so let's move on to the SPX, and I think that we'll be able to get a bigger picture because you really can go a lot much further back with the SPX. This line right here, you can see it goes 12/1/1994. 1994. That's an important trend line on a back test. It's very, very possible. I'm not saying we will, but it's very, very possible that we will run this up and hit that 1250 area, and then that's it, and then just roll it right back over. That happens to also match up with, again, the fake prints on the Let's see here. Let me move this aside here. I don't think these are fake prints, by the way. I just think that they're late fills. But we had them here, right here. This was at 9:29 in the morning, and let's see, is it 9:29 or is it 9:30? Okay, 9:29. It is 1:25:45, and at 9:30 it's not. Okay, so it is at 9:29 in the morning, right at the open. But understand, when you look at this and look across in this area, there's a lot of them. This was the closing price of that day. So that previous day, the light gray area here is the after-hours session. The dark blue here is the market regular session. So you can see that was basically where we closed, very close to it. So those were most likely. This was obviously late fill. These were most likely late fills. Although I did find it odd that it did at 9:29 a.m. because 2 and 9 makes 11, and 9:11 again. We're hinting at it again. But you see, we did exactly the same thing here in the after hours. So there was a lot of area here that did not get filled until after hours. So it should act as a magnet for the market, even if it's not a fake print, even if it's just a late fill, still should act as a magnet. You see it here also at 8 a.m., 8:01, 8 a.m. There it is. So I still think that there's a possibility that will be a good target for tomorrow. And if we do that, then obviously we're going up to about 1250 here on this, which happens to match up with this area here. And then after that, we should obviously collapse. This one here goes all the way back to 8/4/2001. It was an important trend line as well. And then on the way down, we've got some fairly okay. There's the May high one, and that comes in around 1140. That could be a good bouncing opportunity should we start to really fall tomorrow on this collapse that I think, because I really do think we're going to crash. So and then this one here's, as you can see, 722, and this one here's 916. Okay, so the most important one here, probably the most important one, is again the May 2nd high, which should give us a bounce somewhere probably around that 1140 area, I'm guessing, on the SPX tomorrow after it bounces up. I don't know how high it's going to bounce up. Now you can see how far it is here negative. So you should see, if we see a gap down in the morning, you should easily see that be the exhaustion move gap down. Then I expect them to release something positive for the market to give it a reason to rally. And then they'll rally it up, get it overbought. Everybody will think everything is okay. We'll run up here. We'll overshoot where you think you were going to go. Might even close that gap. But 1250 is a likely target. I know it seems crazy, but you got to understand the volatility in the market is huge right now. In the way they move this up and down, this is common. This has happened before. So if you're going to have and I guess I should draw that line. Let's see here. Let me put that back and draw a line on that so that we will know. Let's go back to the daily chart here, and we'll draw a new trend line, which is obviously important. Oh, okay, I've already got it drawn. This one here. I do not think we're going to get that high. Not a chance. No, there's no way we're going to get that high. But this one is certainly reasonable. So, and that's very reasonable there. And again, you see why 1290 or December 21st or December 1st, 1994. Okay, so if I draw one right here, kind of gives me an idea here. And then go back to the 60-minute chart to look at that again. And yeah, that's kind of draw. That's good. Yeah, still it gives you the idea what we're doing at. But no matter what, I do think I'm going to erase it. That one's about. I do think we're going to have a bounce tomorrow. It's going to fool a lot of people, and the bears are probably going to bail out on it. And about that time, then they're going to. That's not going to work here. We're not going. That's nowhere. No, that's pointless. My target here is, again, going to be this area here. So I really thought that this was going to happen today. But it did not. So let's look at the what I was looking at here on the short-term charts. What I was looking at, and I will go with my little thing here to draw. Boom, boom. Let's see. When I seen this move up, I thought, okay, this was probably going to be an ABC move. I thought we'd go down to B. I didn't realize that we'd make a new low, though. And then I thought we'd run up in a C. And I didn't know how far, but I thought that 1250 was going to be a target. And that would have been an ABC for this wave 2. This is a larger wave 2. Not a larger wave 2, but this is the whole thing what was talking about. 1, 2, and then 3. Okay? It didn't happen yet today. The market is just too weak. So that leads to the thought that we will have this gap down tomorrow morning. I don't know how low this is going to go. It doesn't matter. And then we'll run it up throughout most of the day and into Bernanke's speech. And then roll over and crash. So down, back up. Again, my target about 1250 roughly. And then roll over around this time period and just absolutely crash, and what you call flash crash or whatever. That's what I'm seeing. Whether or not it's going to work out that way or not, I don't know. But everything tells me, you can look at the charts yourself and see that when you're down here at -10, -15 on some of them, whatever, they're ready to rally. And you have to think that they're not going to let the bears get on board if they're going to drop at 2,000 points or some insane amount of numbers. I don't know how far it's going to go, but if they're going to really drop it that hard, they're not going to let these bears be on board. They want them cleared out. If I had to guess, this wave 3, if we went from here, let's say on the ES here, say that's about 1290, we went all the way down to, let's say 1210, that's 80 points, double that for a wave 3 at least. So it's a 160 point drop in this wave 3 that should be coming, or more. I don't know, but I would just roughly double it. So looking at the ES right here, if we go up to 1250 tomorrow, then look for 160 points below that, which would be, I don't know what, it'd be 11. Let's see, 1190, no, 1090 or something like that. We got anything coming in that area? 1090? Wow. That's a massive drop. I'm just guessing on this, like trying to think outside the box of where we're going to go. So, I don't know. We just have to look at it. Panic sets in. A wave 3 can be a lot more powerful than a wave. It can be more than double of a wave 1. So, but I wanted to keep this strictly technical, as I've tried to do here. Everything else in the market points to them collapsing this. On the ritual side, you got 11-2, 11 tomorrow. You had 11-1, 11 today. Obviously, ritual day. 2, 1 plus 1 is 2, so that's an 11. And 2 is 11. So you actually kind of have an 11-11-11 day tomorrow, which is a good time to crash it. And also, let's not forget about Karen Starrich, if I'm getting her name correctly. I hope so. I added her link to my blog so that you guys can go check out her stuff. She is under the astrology section, under astrology traders. Now, let's understand that she called for a crash, a flash crash, tomorrow about 2 weeks ago. And I didn't have it right. So she's seen it in the charts. So let's give her a heads up for being pretty daggone good at what she's doing, because right now it's looking very highly likely that we're going to have a wave 3 of 3 of 1 of 3 tomorrow, and that, my friends, would be a flash crash. So kudos to Karen, and let's see, here she is. So she did that audio interview, I guess, a week ago, and smart lady there. So if she is right, let's give her a thumbs up, and you guys go visit her site over here at Jeff Pierce's site. And this is Jeff Pierce's site, zentrader.ca. His blog is on my link as well. If you go, and you shall see Zen Trader. And where is it? Just, she is under his blog, okay? So I'm pretty sure, I thought I put his link on there. If not, you obviously you see that the Astrology Trader takes it to just Karen's portion of it. It's like he set off a separate portion for her. So obviously she is good at astrology, but maybe she doesn't know how to build websites yet. So hey, that's okay. I'm better at building websites than I am trading. So you know. So okay, and hey, I haven't had a chance to read this. So, but obviously we know that the crash is coming. It's here. For anyone that is still doubting that we're crashing, you know, I don't know what to tell you, folks. I was early. Certainly, I got trapped here. Sorry, nobody's perfect. And, you know, that's just the way it goes. I didn't see that last squeeze. I don't know a single trader that did see that squeeze on last Thursday. That was pure manipulation. So I don't know anyone that's seen it, but if they did, kudos to them. But as far as I'm concerned, we will rally tomorrow and then crash. So if you are not short, when you see this rally and it gets close to Ben Bernanke time frame, 2:30, somewhere in that time frame, and it gets close to this 1250 area, assuming that I'm making this call correctly, when this happens, you better be looking to get short, because it's going to be one massive fall that I see coming after this. Okay. Okay, gang, that's it. I went too long as usual. I'm sorry. I kind of just ramble on. That is it. I'll close for now, and I'll see you guys on the blog. Good luck to everyone.